Morning. How's it going? Okay, so let's get started with another bitch of a page. So I should have the borders somewhere around here. Sounds about right. I think I can go ahead and do some panel borders on this, actually. I don't think I'm going to be going outside of them at all. And it won't remind me where the fuck I'm drawing. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, this is gonna be the first page of issue 4. I'm trying to do them in sequence because, like, the first page here, the first couple of pages aren't gonna be a ton of fun. Like, if you're reading them, I think they're okay, but they're not gonna be fun to draw. That's for sure. So, and if I put them off, then then you just get a pile of unpleasant pages at the end of the issue, and then maybe the issue doesn't get done for a while. Kind of done that before, so. That's looking a little. That looks hard, but that could be a little further out, I think. I just need a bit of space. I want to theoretically be able to fit a couple of these guys in here if necessary. Yeah, these are exposition pages, and this page in particular, it's the kind of page that it seems like a good idea in my head, where it's kind of a more of a film shot, really, of anything. We're just kind of moving through an area. So this is the aftermath from the end of um, issue 3, where Popo's freed himself from the torture room here, and we're doing like a build-up thing where he has already basically escaped from this particular room. He's just gonna wreak havoc on the rest of the ship. So this is just gonna be like a bunch of bodies lying around basically, and we move through and we see Popo's coat zipping up into the ventilation. Again, it's more the kind of thing that works in animation or film, that kind of thing. I don't know if this even works in in just sequential art, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, let's get this. I'm not even for sure this is the best way to go for this angle, but these are going to be like all Dutch angles of some kind or another, which again may not be the best idea, but speaking as a dude who doesn't learn from having things explained to him, I just learned from fucking them up the first time, and this is kind of the only way we'll get any better. gonna have to be a little further out here. And don't forget their guns. No, you know what? I should have a shot that picture of their guns so that I know what they look like. It can be. I don't know. I think I do a better job making up guns when I don't have an audience. Is the thing. When I got people watching, it feels like I got pressure to like, oh, we got to make this look cool. You know, it's like, you can't just make it functional or just like, maybe I fucked up this bit. Hey, how's it going, bud? Happy Easter and shit. Absolutely. Where's my rules at? Yeah, he made some. Ah, I don't know where I was going to go with that one. It was a bit of an eventful escape after the last issue. So this one is going to be. This issue is going to be a bit more alieny. You get a lot of Popo crawling through tunnels and shit, and just aliens like Clerg being like, our men are disappearing kind of thing. And then issue 5, we kind of ramp things up again, where it's more frontal assault kind of thing. But yeah, it's funny. This big part of this. Yeah, exactly. Something along those lines. Yeah, with the entire platoon failing to report. It's interesting because a big part of this first arc is Popo off on his own and building him up to be this badass character. I didn't really intend to do that, but that is definitely what the end result is going to be. Hmm. I take it we've all watched Die Hard for Christmas once in a while, or like 10 years straight, something like that. Let's see here. Of course, right? This last year was actually the first time, probably in like a decade, that I didn't watch it for Christmas. Just because, like, I watched it for Christmas like for like a decade, and I was starting to get a little sick of it. It's like, well, you can't do that with Die Hard. So we're gonna take this Christmas off. And not even like, you know, you watch it and it's like, oh, this isn't interesting. It's like, obviously, once you start watching it, it's fine. But like leading up to it is just like, man, yeah, no, I can't work up to it anymore. Sorry. So we're gonna take the year off and build that back up. What are all the Hollywood holiday greats? Trying to think of what we would normally watch for something like. I don't think we really had much we watched for like Halloween or anything. You can put on all sorts of horror movies and that kind of thing. I would think Monster Squad would probably be the best way to go for that. Okay, yeah, yeah. Trying to think of the last time I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I think I only ever really watched it once. I can imagine that. Probably is something I should watch again at some point. Hmm. Yeah, that would make sense. I think one year with when the kids were still home, it's just like, yeah, you put on like Halloween, you put on First Nightmare on Elm Street. Can't remember what else exactly. Yeah, that's fine. I have not heard of the Virgin Spring, I don't think. Let's see here. All right. Hmm. Let's do the O3. Yeah, that should work. You doing a stream too, or just having a Sunday? Let's see here. How well does this stuff hold up? It's like, eh. And yeah, I think we good stuff. I believe we do subscribe to each other. Just it's not a bad idea with guys doing the same kind of videos. Just like, oh shit, what's been touched on lately? Is it warm in here? Sorry if the noise kicks up because of the fan here. But I'm gonna be sweating when I'm out here. Actually, we should do the combo for that. Mm-hmm. Were we? Yeah. Trying to think of how much cross-hatching was going on with these guys. A little bit. Um, Damn, I didn't really think of that. That wouldn't be a bad idea. We'll do some yeah, I'll just do some whiteout on that. I think that might be a good idea. Mm-hmm. And we get it coming out of the walls and everything. That works. It's just the most obvious name for a 90s esque team I could come up with, I think. Like if you're, if you're coming up with a 90s team, of course it's going to be called Blood Force, right? Go to you again. There were a couple, right? I've talked about one or two on my channel. Oh, that would have been a good one too. Shit. Yeah, that does work quite a bit better with the smoke, I think. Uh huh. The problem is then when I'm trying to promote it, I gotta, you got to come up with that name every time, right? Unless you mix it up every time, and that's part of the joke too. Hmm. Is there another one? I feel like there. Oh, there was two over here. Okay, where's the end of the floor here? Somewhere around here. So theoretically, if this is, that's where that goes, and that should go down through here. So this is the floor here. And all of it's hidden by him. Okay. Oh, I'm losing track of what squiggle is what now. Yeah, I mean, the problem is later at night, I mean, I'm usually fucking fried, you know? I'm considering starting to, like, maybe doing an additional one at some point. Not sure when. And I mean, I've also got it in my head, like, oh yeah, no, I don't know if I can do like 5 hours at night. It's like, well, no, you don't have to do 5 hours. Might not be a bad idea. So now it would probably be good to figure out where exactly the wall is in here. See if I can add it in without just making a big mess of everything. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really think it would make that much of a difference, but yeah, no, I could see it potentially. I think I am just making a bit of a mess of this, but maybe I should be using a thinner line than. But yeah, no, we can give that a shot for sure. Might get a different crowd. That'd be weird. Just not have the same guys show up every time. You know, maybe I should be using like an 003 or something for this because this is. I think this is doing exactly what I was worried it would, which is kind of blend it all together. That's the other thing. Night is when generally speaking, when I do my video making. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm starting to get a bit of headway on catching up, so maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe not. If it does, maybe I can start fitting in an extra live stream. Yeah. Hmm. Liefeld is retiring from Deadpool, is he not? Or at the very least, he's announcing it often enough that he's retiring from Deadpool. He was still drawing Deadpool. Yeah. Hey, Brain, how you doing, bud? Yeah, he was drawing something. Like there's that Bad Blood or Batter Blood or whatever the fuck. There's all sorts of little Deadpool miniseries he does. Which makes sense. He tends to latch on to whichever of the things he was involved in creating, gets the most spotlight at any given time, right? Oh, I'm sure those life drawings are coming out anytime now. I mean, particularly if he's not drawing Deadpool anymore, right? He'll have so much time for doing life drawings. That's what he says. And he says they blow your mind. He might just mean, that he's actually done these. It would blow your mind that he actually completed them. But, It would, because there's never been any evidence that he actually does that. Hmm. Well, particularly since I've seen him do. I've seen a couple of like sketches uh, that look like they're realistic anyway. I also wouldn't be surprised if they're light boxed. You know? I don't get the impression that Liefeld actually understands how light and shadow work, or like structure, or anything like that, which you would get if you did a bunch of life drawings, I think. Yeah. Yeah, you see a couple of sketches online where it's like, holy shit, did Liefeld actually draw that? It's like, yeah, probably. And he probably traced it. And then said it was an homage to the photographer. That would certainly help. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, this is going to be one of those guns, right? Should probably do one in here, actually. Oop, excuse me. It's all right. Sure, but Buscema, you just get back to Frazetta anyway, right? Like you can break it up with all sorts of different guys, but I mean you can also just go back to the source on a bunch of them, which is Frazetta or. And this is kind of where BWS got the the mobility that he eventually figured out from. I'm trying to remember the other names now. Shit, there's like 3 or 4 like big names that I can't, that are just, I'm on a stream, so I can't possibly remember them. Yep. All right, Rob. Thanks for showing up, man. Well, not showing up exactly. I'm like just dropping by, but yeah. Okay, so these I don't need to do like exactly like how they were on. I'm like trying to convince myself here. Because if I try to do them exactly, this will take like 3 days to finish altogether. Yeah, the page to the left is finished. Sorry about that, bud. Trying to do everything I can to keep these fairly smooth. I hope you're not getting ads. I didn't monetize this, at least not yet. Oh, here, yeah. This is page 25 of issue 3. So this one, this is these guys marching to go confront Popo, and this is the result. Thanks, guys. Let's see here. Yeah, I really should focus on getting these comics out, to be honest. Like, keep thinking like, man, I'm not making any money off this shit. It's like, well, maybe like, you know, make it available like in a distribution kind of way somehow. That might help. Again, forgetting this one. Oh, I'm sure we'll get plenty of greats in this issue. Yeah, I mean, this is the hall out here that, like, you know, this hall here. So we're going to get a few. Yeah. Like, should you do a template kind of thing? It's like, I don't think that'll work. Not that this works much better, but come on. pen might be dying, actually. Let's see here. I do like the kind of railgun appearance of this thing. Move back here. Thanks, Ed. We'll see how it shows up. That's always the thing, right? I have no idea how it's going to show up in the comic. It might end up just being a mess. It's possible. In which case, hey, we'll know for next time. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, it is a plan to do something eventually. I'm not sure exactly what the block is on that. Whether it's, I mean, part of it is that every time I sit down to work on something, it's like, okay, what's the next video? And then I get, it's like, okay, well, I've got that to do all week, so let's do that. And then, I don't put aside any time to work on sorting out lettering, or figuring out where to actually publish the fucking thing, or whatever. I said I'm not going to try and copy this thing exactly, and I kind of, and I'm not really quite exact, but I'm doing about as close as I can. It feels like, and it's like, no, this wasn't necessary, man. What are you doing? Yeah. Well, I mean, I have kept that in mind when doing like page designs and everything. Is okay, is this a page one? Is this an odd or an even page? Where is this going to show up in the issue? If I do this 2-page spread here, have I fucked up the order so that it's actually, you know, what should be over here is on this side, and then you flip over and it's the other half here? That wouldn't work out too well. Oh, I couldn't tell you. Hey, thanks, man. Good to see you. Yeah, there is that, and I mean, I think there will be a bit of that with this particular issue because we're basically just cutting back and forth in between two scenes all issue. So figuring out when to cut back and forth, I think that'll take a little bit of finessing. Yeah, and I mean, I don't have a printer that'll work for that. Just making like a zine or kind of that kind of thing. It only prints 8.5 by 11, so as far as I know, anyway. That would be kind of funny if it's like, oh no, it worked this entire time. You just didn't use it. Yep. I would also like to print on newsprint. Um, I don't think that's probably not the best way to go for particularly for like an image ripoff. It should probably be on glossy, but I've always preferred newsprint anyway. Okay, I think that can do it for this one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so like, but like with, everything becoming darker, basically all the distance between all these lines is going to close up. So you get a lot of potentially unanticipated blotchiness when you actually shrink down. I guess we do know about that. That's an interesting thing. Because I did a bunch of mini comics. That's eraser. It's not eraser. It's whiteout. So that's actually going to be a problem. I can just leave that. Did a bunch of mini comics when I was a kid, and one thing about that is you learn stuff like, yeah, about I don't know, well, where to put the pages to try and keep your lines a little looser, that kind of thing. Not that I'm doing it now, of course. These are all a lot of these are just way too fucking close and will turn into a mess when they get shrunk down, most likely. But fuck it, that's how it goes. Hmm. Okay, not familiar with that. Let's see here. Here's the thing, like even knowing, you know, how it's going to look when it gets shrunk down roughly, there's still a thing in your brain where it's like there's not enough detail. Look at it; it's right there on the page. There needs more lines. It's like, well, no, you shrink it down. There's going to be plenty of detail. It's a little bit better, I think. Yeah, maybe we should just. Hmm. Oh yeah, all that stuff looked great on newsprint. I mean, to be fair, Jim's stuff looked just as good on glossy. And some people's doesn't look good on glossy. Some people's doesn't look good on newsprint, but, or doesn't look as good anyway. I don't know, but just something with the newsprint or with the glossy with the super high, just computer coloring. It's off putting to me. It's like that doesn't feel like comics really, but okay. Let's throw another one on here. Hmm. Oh, hey, okay, how's it going, bud? I didn't realize you were in here already. Yes, yeah, the newsprint works better for like Doug Martin dies, shit like that. Yeah, no, that is true. I mean, it's very image too, to just be like, yeah, we're gonna use all of the computer stuff as much as we can, right? Just thinking of some of those pages in like the Killer Instinct crossover. They're like super pink. Everything is just too many colors all the time. Okay, so let's see. What are we doing with this guy? I'm switching it up so that oh yeah, all that like staircase color. I kind of like those early days of Image when they were like, you know, like the early Steve Oliff days. I miss how those colors looked. I still say that would be the ideal for like Blood Force is just like um, Savage Dragon miniseries type colors. So what are we doing here? I guess just do like I can just do like panels here actually. That would work fine. Yeah, sure. See, I'm okay with like late '80s, early '90s colors personally. Before they went ham on the computer separations, I think that stuff looks okay. Like for instance, well, what do we got here? Just looking down here. See, like this kind of stuff. This looks all right to me. This is well, what is this? This is 93, 92. So again, not quite Doc Martens. Yeah, all this stuff looks all right to me. It's not like super fancy looking or anything, but I don't think there's a problem with it. And I think these days there's too much of a focus on the color. It's like, the colorist is more the artist than the penciler. Well, penciler slash inker, because they're usually the same guy, of course. Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. I mean, it's not like we're not trying to make. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't wow anybody when you go nuts on the color in a comic. It feels like it doesn't take a huge amount of effort, and it doesn't. I don't know. It's just not the same kind of impressive as a whole bunch of detail with pen and ink kind of thing. Yeah, it's. I'm not a fan personally. Like there's some times where it's like, wow, yeah, that looks nice. I still don't like it as much though as just a lot of or something heavy on pen and ink. Hmm. Yeah, I have no idea what's good any these days. I haven't kept up with basically anything. Every once in a while, I hear about something that was good like 10 years ago, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe I'll check that out. And muscle treatment doesn't look too bad. I don't think I've ever read anything by Rick Remender that I liked. I think I tried with a couple of things. I was just like, nah, it's not. And like they probably weren't the right ones, but I tried that Black Science book. Didn't like that. I think he did that. Oh, I don't remember what the name of it was now. It was like some asshole 70s, um, like Hell's Angel looking guy, like a scumbag, I think. And, yeah, that was kind of fun for a little bit, and it's like, okay, now I'm getting sick of this fucking thing. I don't remember what else I read. Okay, cool. There was a while there where I was like looking for just like a new writer to latch onto, because I haven't really had anything since like the 90s, early 2000s, when you're reading like Garth Ennis, Warren Ellis, I guess Mark Millar if you like, or Mark Miller if you like that kind of thing. I go in and out on him. Ho ho. What have I spent on this panel so far? An hour and a half. Yeah, I tried reading Black Science, and I think I got like maybe an issue's worth into it, and it's like, man, I'm not feeling this at all. And like, I'm sure there's good stuff out there, and I just haven't found it. No, it should be like this. I did like a fair amount of Simon Spurrier stuff. Can't remember now. It was a couple of years ago that I was reading it. So mm-hmm. Now this was kind of blacked out before, but you know what? I think we can black out the sides here. Godland. I feel like I checked that one out. Wasn't that fuck, I don't remember now. Yeah, I can't speak to how Spawn is. I haven't read it past issue like 17. And even then, that was a while ago. Recently, it's more, I've only read up to issue 11, which was a bad issue. Brett Booth stuff does look very nice these days, which is cool. Oh, it's Tom Scioli. Okay, I must be thinking of something else. I think Scioli will be fine. He was only like kind of marginally linked. Rug's in a bit of a tough spot. I mean, Rugg was he also had some stuff going on with Image with Street Ninja and all that kind of shit. So maybe he'll do okay. But I mean, that's a huge source of eyes that's all of a sudden gone for something that's like he basically didn't do. So sucks. Any Marin Michaels to recommend? What? You don't do that with Marin Michaels. My favorite stuff is probably his earlier stuff because, like, it's more him. These last few issues of Brigade, there's been a large component where it's like, yeah, he's not doing all of this. This is somebody else. And I mean, that shit's so fucking silly anyway. All the stuff from the Brigade miniseries, it's quite good. It's quite entertaining. Yeah, definitely check out the Brigade miniseries. It's a laugh a minute if you're reading it as like not an 11-year-old. Wait a minute, this comic is fucking horse shit. Why would they even try this? It's like, well, because it made a shit ton of money somehow. That's the thing that really gets me, just like how cynical everything was. Where like there was no effort at making good comics from Image. Not from Rob anyway. It was all a scam. It was all just what can I get away with that'll make that'll sell 1 million copies or close to. Well, I don't have a ton more Brigade to go. I mean, there's the rest of the Extreme Prejudice crossover thing. And that's kind of it. I mean, I got a couple other things I can do, and I will eventually. I'm gonna do the Images of Tomorrow issues because those are fun. Okay, I think we can call it quits on this panel. Oh, I should do the rest of this. Great though. So yeah, there's that. There's shit. What else? We're gonna do Extreme Sacrifice to some extent, although I don't think I'm gonna do every issue, which was the original plan. And then I did Extreme Prejudice, and it's like, okay, no, I'm not reading like 15 issues of this. Not sure if this is correct. I don't think it is actually. Should probably be doing it more just like regular. That one. Here. Yeah. That it when you figure what out that they don't give a shit about drawing comics or making nice comics, making good comics. It's like some of them, I don't know. Like even Eric Larson, I don't think has much of a drive to make great comics. He just wants to tell Savage Dragon stories, and he has a shit ton of fun doing that, which is cool. I can respect that. But like Jim Lee, Mark Silvestri, Todd, all those guys, no, they don't give a shit about making good comics. They give a shit about making money. That's about it. Is this reasonably dry now? Yeah, I think so. Hey, thanks, man. Be friendly. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, it took away my rose tinted glasses as well. I got into it just like a shit. I don't know. When I was starting out doing like, okay, let's do Youngblood and let's just point out all the things he does wrong, but not like, you know, from a drawing standpoint, just like what he's trying to accomplish. And then, okay, so let's look at a good comic now. Let's look at Cyberforce. Then you slowly go over Cyberforce, like, oh, Cyberforce kind of ends up sucking too. And you do Wildcats and, all of these. And it's like, no, these all suck. Never mind. I was wrong. There's nothing good in Image. Yep, they did. Yeah, it's difficult to remember exactly what the point of the channel was at the beginning. I think it was like, part of it was just like, hey, let's have some fun, like visiting with old comics I read a bunch. We know they're crap, but like, they're fun crap. It's like watching Independence Day or Godzilla, from the '90s. They suck, but like, it's fun too. And then you just kind of read it more and say, well, actually, there's no fun in this. This is the O2, right? Yeah, shit. Hey, Montoya, how you doing, bud? See, I don't think there was anything good in Wildcats either. You can argue that issue 3 and 4 were fun in 1992. Well, issue 3 was. Issue 4 was fun in 1994 or 1993 rather, because that's at least they get the Youngblood fight in there. But like the first issue really sucks in terms of just putting an issue together. There is like nothing fun in there. Issue 2 is a bunch of standing around talking. Yeah, issue 3 they get to a fight, but like by then, it's like and it's like uninspired Jim Lee fighting, where he's just going through the motions. The first little bit of Cyberforce looks nice, at least, I guess. Although again, it's difficult to even read because of how shitty the story is, or the writing, but not necessarily just the story. It's like I look back on it now, and it's like, is there anything that's even really like enjoyable? It's like, well, there's a couple of things that are pretty good, like Trencher. I think Tribe is not bad, although I haven't looked at it in a long time. Wildstar was better than I remember, but it's all the periphery books, the actual core books. Like, no, there's nothing good there, except for maybe the Savage Dragon miniseries, and then it kind of it tails off pretty quick. I don't know, story. There is that. Yeah, the terrible schedule didn't exactly make it any easier to read, right? Yeah. I even then, I mean, just I don't know. To me, Wildcats doesn't feel like it builds at all. That is what we're talking about now, right? Wildcats miniseries. Yeah. Excuse me. Because it feels like they wanted to do something like this big, epic sci-fi spy thriller thing with X-Men. And they had no idea how to do that in an interesting way. And then they had to finish it up pretty quick. As opposed to my story, which is fucking great, by the way. Just to throw it out there. You should go check it out, man. It is fun to look back on it, but like you read it and it's like, man, I don't know, like because I remember buying a lot of Image comics when I was a kid. I don't remember liking them that much. Remember there being a lot of hype. And then it's like, well, wait a minute, did I read them too, right? And it's like, well, a little bit here and there, you know. The art wasn't, like there was no art pages where I was like, man, this is the best shit. Like, when you're looking at Jim Lee's X-Men or Mark Silvestri on Wolverine or Will Sportasio on X Factor. You get those pages where it's like, holy shit, this is amazing. And you never get that with any Image books. Because they didn't care. So, well, and it comes across. But that was like one of the things that convinced me, like, oh shit, I actually have to like come up with something that's like okay as a story. I don't think it needs to be great. And the one I've come up with relies an awful lot on sci-fi and comic tropes. But I don't think that's the worst thing, particularly these days when those tend to get ignored. And just getting like, an A leads to B leads to C story can be enough if you like the characters and you like the art. It doesn't have to be Walt Simonson's Fantastic Four. It'd be nice if it was, but I don't think I'm going to get there. You. Ow. Mm-hmm. I got to take your word for it because I mean, like, I know Greg Capullo drew a lot of that stuff. I don't know anything after that though. I think this should probably be bigger. Like we're closer to it, maybe. It's funny. It's like I can't get away from the hamster wheel. Every time we're in the clerk ship, it's like we got to show that hamster wheel just so we know where we are. And I'm thinking, like, at least this is the last time we're showing the hamster wheel. I was like, I've said that before, and I'm actually pretty sure I'm going to show it at least one more time in this issue, at least in just like a off in the distance kind of thing. And I believe this particular confrontation ends with the clerk ship blowing up. I feel like one of the last shots of the ship blowing up should be the hamster wheel like engulfed in flames. Just to kind of bring it all home. Oh, what, the hamster wheel? I don't mind it too much, actually. It's one of the few pieces of tech that I can do fairly, consistently. It's not very difficult. Was Angel Medina on Spawn? Damn, okay. Angel Medina is one of those names I hear a lot of, and then I don't see a lot of his stuff. And then when I do see it, it's different every time, it feels like. Although that could be because I tend to lump him and Jackson Geis together. Geis. So yeah, if I'm looking at Angel Medina stuff and Jackson Geis stuff and going, man, this doesn't look like each other. It's like, well, yeah, no, it wouldn't, would it? Yeah, this thing is pretty much dead, I think. How am I for O2s? Am I running out of those? Can't be right. That would work. I've got a bunch of O3s left after this. I haven't ordered fucking microns in forever. Do I have more? 08, 03, 003, 08. What are you? Brush. No thanks. Wow. Oh shit, I think I'm just about out of O2s. I think I better order some more. I've got like all the 08s in the world, which I never use. Hmm. Yeah, no, the O2s I use fairly often. O3s a little bit less. O8s never. O3s every once in a while. I find it difficult to find O1s for some reason. Like just on Amazon, I think they're tougher to get for me. Or could just be I couldn't find them one time, and now I've decided that they're tough to get. So that could be it too. Yeah, I'd say O2s or well, I mean, and the Tombos. Hmm. Okay, but yeah, no, for figures, I'm using Tombos like all the time. That's the main thing. And then I'm trying to remind myself these days to get in there more with microns for detail. Because if I just ink a full figure in Tombos, it doesn't look as good. It looks a little, it looks a little too thick. It looks a little bit too sloppy because I tend to go sloppy and thick with those. I don't see that looks any good. Yeah, no, I was just kind of going through it now. It's like, oh shit, and I've got a couple of O2s left that are like probably half full, or maybe even less. Actually, looking at them, that I kind of left lying around. Oh shit, that's completely dead now. Oh well. Yeah, and I haven't done anything like an inventory in a while. I think ever since I got those that pack of 50 Tombos, it's like, well, I'm good. I will never need to buy art supplies again. Let's do a little bit more of that. Sure. What time is it? Oh, I wonder if the game's on. Should put that on in the background. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm just going to go see if the Canucks game is on. Oh, fucking back. Oh. There's usually a few of us drawing. It's one of the things about quitting smoking is that I don't have a reason to get up anymore. So I tend to like just sit here for 2 hours or so and not realize that I'm fucking up my back. Oh, okay. I think I missed okay taking off. But if you're still here, thanks for stopping by, man. Always good to see you. Why does this sound like baseball? This should not be baseball. This should be hockey. Fuck. Or is the game not started yet? Yeah, okay. I think I'm stuck watching the fucking, well, having the Jays on in the background until the game starts in a couple minutes, I guess. Oh, I never think to look on DeviantArt. I should check that out again. I feel like you told me that before. I'm trying to remember the name of the site I used to post on back in the day. It was I don't remember now. It was some site that focused mostly on fantasy stuff, and they didn't like the fact that I, drew some sci-fi stuff every once in a while, or like modern day with guns. Get people complaining in the comments. It's like, oh, I draw like medieval shit too, I want to say Everwood or something like that. I can't remember now. Huh? The fuck are we talking about? I don't think so. I mean, in terms of today, no, not right now. No, I'm gonna have it on the background so I can like hear what's going on. I am gonna take off in maybe like an hour. I'm not gonna do like I think I'm gonna try and ease up a bit on the 5 hour streams because they do wreck me for the rest of the day, and it's like I could be getting more stuff done if I space it out more. Maybe like I actually get more shit done that way. Who knows? But yeah, no, I actually can't even see my TV from here, but I can hear what's going on and maybe just lean out every once in a while. The storyline. I mean, like, no. Not today. I'm not finishing the storyline. But yeah, no. I'm not like. I mean, the hockey season is actually like. Well, I guess we're getting to the playoffs, but like it's going to be ending soon. So theoretically, I will be able to focus more on the comic at that time. Although it is a little strange to have my team in the playoffs. This is the first time in like fucking 10 years. No, it's not 10, is it? It's pretty close. I think the last time was actually 2015. Oh, Vancouver Canucks, who were shit for a solid decade because of our incompetent general manager. And eventually he got fired, even though he was kind of, like he was in good with the owner, I assume. Everyone assumes. Because otherwise, how the fuck did he keep his job for that long? Trading away every fucking draft pick to get mid players on bad contracts. And then, new GM comes in. We have 1 year where we're pretty bad, but then it gets better at the end of the year. And then the next year, we're one of the best teams in the league for some reason. And it's like, okay, that's probably a bit, um, a bit of a mirage, but it's still, hey, it's more fun than what we had last year. Yeah. Well, that would make sense. The Wings haven't been much to watch the last, again, like a decade, I guess. I think they're finally starting to get interesting, but I don't even know if they're making the playoffs this year. I think they're just barely on the outside. I assume all Red Wings fans either were born in Michigan, or got into them during the dynasty days. In which case, man, it has been a long ass time. We're all comfortable talking about sports now, right? That's what this channel is all about. Just realizing, like, this is I might be kind of betraying my core audience now. No, probably not, but there is that. No, I got into it. Like, I didn't like hockey at all. Until I moved away from Toronto, for one thing, because the problem wasn't necessarily the hockey, it was the hockey fans, and Toronto fans are the worst. So yeah, as long as I was in Toronto, I couldn't stand hockey. And as soon as I got away, it's like, oh, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad. Plus, everybody, I'm in a small town now, and everybody I know is into hockey generally, or everybody I was working with at the time. It's like, fuck, I should probably follow it at least a little bit. So you start watching like Sportsnet highlights and shit. And it's like, yeah, no, this is kind of fun. Definitely. I mean, hockey highlights are better than pretty much any other highlights. Particularly like fucking basketball. I don't get how people watch basketball, because it's kind of the same thing over and over again. Yeah. No, they make a big difference. And a lot of, like if you go on message boards or whatever, like any fan base, doesn't matter, is going to be like, you're just going to see the worst on any kind of public forum, because those are the ones who have to get vocal. Most of the people I meet in person, yeah, they're pretty reasonable. It's like, yeah, sucks about the Canucks these days, eh? Yeah, yeah. Oh well. And we, fucking problem with Canadian sports is that it can't be like, At least we have local basketball or local baseball team. I guess we have to all pile on the Blue Jays train, but that's okay. I'd rather not. Yeah. You don't get a ton of good fights in hockey anymore though. Now that people know about CTE and shit, they're a little harder to come by. Every once in a while, but yeah, I mean, you don't really get that bunch of lunatics kind of all trying to, injure each other anymore because like they're all millionaires, man. Like they're worth too much to do that shit. Like you get Dale Hunter coming up on Pierre Turgeon from behind, and it's like you won't get that these days because there'll be a fucking lawsuit. You should probably be more going up. Fuck. Didn't quite get the angle right. Yeah, I should have known from that. Fuck's sake. Yeah, from what I understand, it hasn't really recovered since the Larry and Magic days ended, or the Chicago days, I suppose. I mean, that's when everybody was into it, and like in my school. Although that's also when I was in school. I stopped being in school after that, so I stopped hearing about it. That is true. Thinking about it. It's like in high school, you can't help hearing about basketball. It's a little easier when you can just change the channel. Hmm. No, that's still what. That one too. Probably didn't have to do this on every single one. Okay, I should finish this here because if I don't, I go, okay, this is part of the stuff I'm leaving till next time. Then this is going to be the last thing I draw on this page, and it's going to be rushed and it's going to suck. I want to go a little heavier with the bullets in here and just like centralize them more. And this is just like spray everywhere else. Not today if I can help it. That'd be a great way to make me not want to draw for the rest of the week. Okay. Okay. This thing sucks. Get out of here. How's this one? It's dead. Looks okay. The lettering on it is very faded, which doesn't exactly have me confident, but oh, is there Morse code going on? That could be my fan. I know it's pointed kind of close to the microphone. Here, let me turn that off. Maybe that'll help. The only other thing I can think it would be my TV. Is it the sports in the back? Because that seems it's pretty quiet. I got that down pretty low. What freaking time is it? It should be the sports should be on. The hockey chief that should be on. You showed fucking Blue Jays highlights. Oh, for Christ's sake. And then they finally cut back to the hockey game, and it's 1-0 in the second. What the fuck? At least it's 1-0 for the right team, but still. Okay. Well, I turned it down a bit, so I might catch it when something happens, or I might not, but it shouldn't interfere with the stream anymore, at least. I don't think they do Ovaltine anymore, do they? Yeah, and I mean, it's we're getting close to halfway through the game and it's 1-0. It doesn't seem like it's very exciting. Fucking Vancouver can't score lately. We're in a time where we're getting up to like record levels of scoring going on, and Vancouver can't get more than like 2 goals in a game on a team that's like geared towards offense. That seems like a problem. Nope, something's going on. Not unless you're the millionaire, probably. Nope. It sounds like it might be exciting, but I don't think I believe it. It's all a trick. All designed to get me to be less productive. It's insidious. Joke's on them then. I don't have any money. There needs to be a bit more differentiation here. Okay, where's, there we go. Is it still being produced? God damn it. That's crazy. And thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm always kind of iffy on these kind of pages because it's not stuff I draw a lot of. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe if I draw it this way, we'll see how it goes. So if it looks okay, that's good enough for me. Come on, focus it. Not a good thing when I'm trying to tell my eyes to focus while I've got my fucking glasses on. You know? Oh, somebody scored. Hang on just a second. Let's see how that went. Who is that? That looks like fucking Bo Horvat. It's not Bo Horvat. Oh, Dakota Joshua. Very good. So standing up to stretch moment then. Oh shit, no way. Man, that dude's gonna get fucking paid this year. Thanks, guys. Where's the O3? There you are. Okay, so I don't even sure how to represent this. This will need to be, well, that's not it. This will need to be greats in perspective, which should theoretically be just kind of a black floor, I think. But we'll try and come up with something a bit more nuanced here. Maybe. That will totally close up once it's shrunk down. And hopefully we'll not just make this look like a gray mess afterwards. We'll see. Again, that's like the motto of this challenge. Is like, we'll see. Oh, shoot. Mm-hmm. That's my running motto. Yeah, for when I run for office. It's like, do I have a plan to make things better? Yeah, we'll see. I kind of like this. Popo's just been going to work, you know? And maybe I can just trim some of these down a little bit. We don't need every single one of them smoking. And I think that's a bit of a problem that I did that. Let's get rid of a couple of these. Just not all of them, but just a few. Oh, shoot. That one was still wet. Forgot about that. Oh, and then smeared it. Fuck me, or it's my finger getting sore. Hey, thanks, man. Well, the smear added some interesting texture anyway, but we need a little bit more. Just the indication that, there is no accuracy going on. I feel like that's important. Oh, it has been 3 hours. Now let's do a little bit of penciling for the bottom here, and then we'll call it. So you can see here the angle is shifting pretty dramatically from panel to panel here. So we cut it on like a Dutch angle, then we switch the angle altogether here, and then we're going like Kill Bill. Crane shot kind of panel. So then this should be, he should be over here, and then his arm here, theoretically. That's a bit too far. Make them a little bit smaller here. I want it to be like close to what's going on here, but doesn't have to be like dead on. Stay. Thank you. Is that better? Let's see here. This is the edge of the hallway. No, I think this works fine. I want it a bit more like, although that's okay. A little bit of, that makes a bit of sense, I suppose. And then he's gone up into the ventilation. Very good. This is most, okay, this should be down here, I think. Yeah. So this will be, we pan over everybody here, and then kind of I guess the camera kind of comes down to ground level, and we kind of catch the edge of Popo's coat zipping up into the ventilation. The only thing is, I don't know how well it'll translate. It might take some finessing that I'm just incapable of, so we'll find out again. Yep. And then just a lot of him creeping around in ventilation shafts after that. Although, we won't be seeing very much of Popo for the rest of the issue until the very end. We'll be seeing a lot of Clerg just kind of cowering and just trying to figure shit out and getting picked off, in ones and twos and threes. One foot hanging out of there. Yeah, maybe. Because it's not really all that clear, is it? Hmm. I don't know. Yeah, maybe. All right, I think that's where I'm going to call it for today. Yeah, man, I think that's a drawback of drawing with Pigmas and microns is I just bear down a lot harder than I do with the Tombos. So I was able to go for a while with those things, and with this, just my fingers actually very sore right now. That hasn't happened for a while, but I haven't been drawing this much with microns in a long time. All right, thanks, man. Yeah, I think that does work a little bit with the. Yeah, we need some storytelling elements to carry things through. I mean, worst comes to worst, it's a slightly unclear first page. Although again, the narration will help out, but we should try and make it clear as much as possible. Otherwise, how will we ever get Jim Shooter to read it? Yeah, well, it's not the top that I'm. It's the I tend to hold it right down here or close to, and just yeah, right on the edge here, and just kind of dig in. Gotta do something about that. Be a bit more. Yeah, maybe. Just be a bit more conscious that I'm doing it. It's not something that's again since I eased off on them, it hasn't been as much of a problem. I was getting through 5 hour streams with zero difficulty for a while there when I'm using largely brush pens. Yeah, just tape. Okay, take a look and see what that looks like. And of course, if I put in David Finch pencil, I'm going to get a whole bunch of his pencils. Mm, maybe pencil grip. There we go. Let's try that. It's just a picture of a hand holding a pencil. It's not useful at all. Yeah, I can just check out one of their streams, I guess. All right. Well, I mean, we'll figure something out eventually, and if not, then I don't pencil every day. It won't be the end of the world, I suppose. Anyway, I'm gonna take off and get some lunch. It's only 2 o'clock. That's not too bad. Have a good one, guys.